the objective for today. The student will review components of the cell theory and the scientist's contributions for preparing for the quiz tomorrow. Again, we will review the components of the cell theory and the scientist's contributions, okay? Students will also describe the structure and function of organelles of the cell. First thing I want to do before we even start that mess. Okay, next thing I want to go over. In your journal, go ahead and open to your journal. We're going to take some notes today. Notes on technology. Okay, I'm going to make a seating chart while this thing's going around, or while this video is playing. You do not write down any notes in this video. Kira, would you go get the front half of the lights for me, please? We're going to watch it one time all the way through. You don't take any notes, but I think that's what I wanted. I want you to watch it, and I want you to pay attention to the words. During this time, you are not cutting up with each other. You're not laughing. You're not screwing around. You're paying attention, okay? It's 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Am I asking a lot? No. Okay. I love this class. Don't write anything down. Just watch.
Press play.
Can you press play?
No, just click the screen.
Cells are the basic units of structure and function in everything. New cells are produced. Back then there's a guy named Book, cut some cork and he had a look. Underneath his microscope, tiny grooves that he saw groups. And you move that look like shells. He's the one that called them cells. Listen up, cause we're not done. Cell theory has just begun. I'm one scientist to know, the inventor of the microscope, and Chauvot they were known. Saw cells move, and he's like, let's go. Cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, go! All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function. If you thought this was complete, take a breath and have a seat. Two scientists do have to say, leading in swan to save the day. Students said all plants have cells, they are alive and we can tell. Next year, Mr. Swan could see all animals have cells that live and breathe. Oh, they live and breathe. All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. Cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, cell theory, go! In 1855, the root of the child was that all cells. Come from other cells. This was the final discovery. Invented cell theory. Cell theory. All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from existing cells.
Okay, so starting this over, we're going to take some notes, okay? I'm going to pause it as we need to. much to be cell theory. Okay, and guys, y'all need to learn this about me. I'm not going to tell you to write down something that you're not going to need to know. I don't want to waste your hand strength, your finger cramps. No, I'm not gonna ask you to go out and run 5 miles if you don't need to do it, right? Athletes, I'm not gonna ask you to do something you don't need to do, okay? Yes, we're responsible to get you an education, but some of this stuff, I'm gonna tell you, is like really important. Why is it important? Well, it's the basis for biology, it's the basis for anatomy and physiology. If you plan on going to college, you're gonna have to see this stuff again, but you're gonna have to see it on our test, okay? So, why am I telling you this? Because you need to know it. You need to know it for your quiz tomorrow, okay? Cell theory has 3 parts. First part, Dean. All living things are composed of cells. Do y'all remember that? From your research yesterday, what was the second part, or the day before, what was the second part of cell theory? Jojo?
The cell is the basic unit of structure, function, and organization in all organisms.
Okay, that's beautiful, but I didn't want you flipping back to your notes. But yes, that is the second part. But what you can just write is cells are the basic units of structure and function. You can stop right there. You're not saying living things. And I want you, even if you have it written down, I want you to write it again. Why do I want you to write it again? Because I'm mean, right?
No.
Because I want your hand to fall off because you've wasted so much hand strength, right?
No.
Why do I want you to write it again? What happens when you write stuff down, Kira? It does. It sticks to your brain, which helps you remember it. And we have a, what tomorrow?
Test.
Quiz. Okay? This will help you for your quiz, but it's going to help you just remember this stuff. This song is kind of catchy, actually. Cell theory. All living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic unit of structure and function in living things. All cells come from existing cells. Yeah, whatever. Okay. But anyway, it's kind of catchy. And then what's the third part of the cell theory? What's the third part? Brooke?
New cells are produced from existing cells.
Okay, so right here is your cell theory. Y'all got that? Okay, and if you don't want to say produced, what's another word you can say instead of produced? Huh? Made. Who said that? I heard somebody muttering it. Good. Speak up. Grow some chest hair. Don't be scared to say it. Made. New cells are made from existing cells. From cells that are already there. I'm going to give you one more second to write this down. This is pretty important. Yes, you need to learn some shorthand. When you have an and, use an ampersand. You do not have to write super neat. But those of y'all that piddle further when you write, it's time to get going, because you're going to have to learn how to write for the rest of your life and write fast. And we got things to cover. Y'all all done? Okay, then we're moving on. Who says wait? Hurry up, ding dong. But I am going to erase. Ding, how do you say, or Dong, how do you say your last name?
C-O.
Sio? And Dong Ming? Sio. Okay. You don't mind me calling you Ding, right? Ding dong. Are you ready, man? Okay, cool. Okay, next page, or next one.
Things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function in living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. Back then there's a guy named Hook. Cut some cork and he had a look.
Okay, first name you need to write down is Hook. I don't need to know his first name. I don't need to know where he's from. Hook, H-O-O-K-E. And what did Hook look at? Cork. So next to Hook, you want to write the word cork. You don't need to say he looked at cork. If you write Hook and cork, you know the two things go together, right? Okay, so you write Hook and cork. Do I need to write underneath his microscope? Okay, Do I need to know he saw rooms in groups? What do you need to know about the cork? Raise your hand. Tell me what you need to know about the room. Room. What do you need to know about the cork, Keely?
That Hook looked in the cork and he saw like
He saw little thingies.
thingies.
He called them cells, okay? He came up with the word cells to describe these little thingies. He saw these little boxes, or these little rooms, and they reminded him of something a monk lived in the monastery. Who cares? He saw these little boxes, they looked like rooms, he called them cells. Hook, cork, cells. That's what you need to know. Hook, cork, cells. Okay? Do you need to know the long story behind it? He was the first guy. Well, that's why I'm giving him to you first. Okay? He was the first guy in this nice long story. Okay?
Underneath this microscope, tiny rooms that he saw rooms. Empty rooms that look like shells. He's the one that called them cells. Listen up, cause we're not done. Cell theory has just begun. Out of one time just to know. The inventor of the microscope. And Tom on they were known.
Okay, Von Leeuwenhoek. You don't need to write Von or Anton. If you'll just write Van Leeuwenhoek or Leeuwenhoek. Guys, in German, the W is a V. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know Pangea, the tectonic plates, plate tectonics? Alfred Wegener. Did y'all study that last year?
Yeah.
Did your teacher pronounce it Wegener or Wegener? Huh? With a W or V?
W.
Well, it's a V. Even though it's a W, it's pronounced with a V because he's German. Okay? Anytime you have somebody German with a W, it's a V. Wiener Schnitzel. Y'all ever go to Wiener Schnitzel?
No.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Nope.
Okay, it's not a W, it's a V. W is a V.
Hot dogs are German.
Yeah, the Wiener Schnitzel is. I know it sounds stupid, just bear with it. Germans, W's or V's. So my name would be Miss Vilbanks. Miss Vilbanks. Or you can call me Coach Billy. Coach Billy. Billy's a scientific word too, and I'll get to that later on in the year. But anyway, so you need to know Leeuwenhoek. You don't need to know he saw cells move. You don't need to know he looked under a microscope. He thought it was dope. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to tell you what you need to know about this guy in a second. This is what you need to know about this guy. He actually looked at, when Hook looked at the cork, is cork alive or dead? Okay, so it wasn't moving, right? But this dude, a few years later, like 8 years later, he got some pond water and he looked at and he saw stuff moving around. And so he called these little things moving around, he called them animalcules. Not molecules, but animalcules. Okay, so animalcules is his word. So who came up with the word cell? Leeuwenhoek came up with the word animalcules. You get to come up with the word next year, next week.
Yay.
But, okay, so anyway, I'm going to keep going.
It's all self-made, and it's like, let's go. Self-theory, 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 go!
It's kind of catchy.
Cells are basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from the sun. If you saw this once complete, take a breath and have a seat. Two scientists do have to say.
Okay, we got two more scientists. Araceli. We have scientist Sleeden and scientist Schwann. So go ahead and write those two names down. Sleeden and Schwann. Who remembers, I'm sorry, sweetie, who remembers from the research we did the other day, who can tell me, raise your hand, who can tell me about Sleeden? Just one word. I don't need to know his lifelong story. I don't need to know where he's from. I don't need to know his life story. Can you tell me, Araceli? Do you remember? You don't remember? How about you, Riley? Okay, that's all right. How about you, Brooke?
He just
your notes?
Well, actually, I had my hand up before and then I did.
What?
Never mind.
No, what'd you say?
Never mind, Miss Bobby.
Okay. he said, what did he say, Brooke?
All plants have cells.
He said all plants have cells. Now, guys, when I write beside sleep, do I need to say he said all plants have cells? What is one word that I can say next to him that will help me out with recall?
Oh, plants.
Plants. Just like beside the hook, I said pork and cells. All I need to say by sleep is plants. Okay, so by swan, what do I say? What do I say, JoJo? Animal. Okay, so I'm helping y'all learn how to take good notes. Be effective note takers. Not mess with all that extra garbage. You know, get some of those extra words out of the way and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And guys, we're going in order. We had Hook. He was 1665. Then we had Lervin Hook. You don't need the years. You had Lervin Hook, who was 1673. Then you had Sladden, which was 1837. And you had Swan, who was 1838. So we're going in order. We're telling a story here.
Swans who save the day. Losing all plants have cells. They are alive and we can tell. Next year, Mr. Swan can see all animals have cells that live and breathe. Oh,
Oh, I thought they weren't. I thought they didn't.
all living things are composed of cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function of living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. Theory, cell theory, cell theory, cell theory,
Go!
theory, go! In case you can define
Yeah. Okay, we have the last student. His name is Virchow. You don't need to know Rudolph. I mean, that might help you, but if you know Virchow, you'll be good to go. And I guess a V is a V in Germany. That's fine, you know, but what if on the test, what if I tell you Rudolph Virchow and Rudolph Domain? I mean, last names are more important than first names. You know that. Okay, he proposed that all cells come from other cells. Okay? Now, when you look at this, tell me what you think. He proposed that all cells come from other cells. When you look at that piece of information, what do you think of? Kira? What do you think of, Taylor?
Things can't disappear like humans, or just like appear like plants come and or like dogs and stuff.
Okay. When you look at this statement right here, all cells come from other cells. This was the final discovery that ended the cell theory. Tell me what that means. Don't dig deep. Don't dig deep. What does that mean? Somebody, anybody, please?
Cells come from cells.
Cells come from cells. Help me out here. Where do we know that from? JoJo? Cells come from cells, but where have we heard that before? Shh. Anybody? Okay, we just talked about it a minute ago. Okay, I gave you these scientists in order. Okay? What else did I give you in order a minute ago?
Oh, cell theory.
Cell theory, okay? It's part of the cell theory. And what is it on the cell theory? Which one is it? New cells are produced from pre-existing cells, which is part 3 of the cell theory, right? Okay, so Rudolf Virchow came up with part 3 of the cell theory. That's, you know what, that's real important there. Okay? And then, if I ask you, part 1 of the cell theory says, all living things are composed of cells. Who came up with that part of the cell theory? Who came up with that part of the cell theory? I want you to think about that for a minute. My mouth is dry. Yeah, that's the one y'all put the laundry detergent in. I'm eating it right now. It's good. No, it's a new batch. I like Jell-O. Okay, who came up with that? Who came up with that part of the theory, Sydney? All living things are made of cells. We only got 4 other scientists, sweetie. Which scientist came up with part 1 of the cell theory, which says all living things are made of cells? You only have 4 other scientists to choose from. We said Virchow came up with part 3. So who came up with part 1? You said Hook came up with part 1. Who do you think, Brooke?
Came with part 1.
Came with part 1. Part 1 says all living things are made of cells. You better be ready, people, because I might call on you.
Are you still talking to me?
Uh-huh. I'm waiting. I got some good wait time here going on. Even though we have other things to do, I'm waiting.
No pressure.
Swan?
Who?
Swan?
Swan. She says Swan. Who do you think, Keely?
Well, I was gonna say Swan, but I don't know because it says part 1, and he's like later.
Don't. Yeah, okay, you say Swan, but he's later.
There
What?
wasn't really a scientist that said everything. Isn't it like this one said plants, this one said animals?
So, could it have been 2 scientists who said that? Yeah, I think it could have been. I think it could have been both of them together. So, which 2 scientists said that?
Schleiden and Schwann.
I think Schleid and Swan said it. Good job. You came up with that pretty quick. Yeah, and you, okay, you knew what you were talking. I mean, y'all all said y'all were on the right track. But yes, it was. I think it was both of them. Yeah, because they kind of collaborated together. I like to collaborate. They talk together. Well, plants have cells. Well, animals have cells. Well, then everything has cells. Yeah, kind of one of those things. Don't laugh at me, dude.
I'm sorry, just
Okay, so can we be done with this now? So let's go to organelles. So draw a line, and I'll tell you a little bit about organelles. We researched organelles yesterday, and I'm going to go get the light back here real quick. No. Organelles are parts of the cell. Okay, if I start talking about organelles, organelles are parts of the cell. So if I start talking about parts of a football team, tell me a part of a football team, Hunter.
Wait, what?
Tell me a part of a football team.
Quarterback.
Quarterback would be a part of a football team. A running back. Christopher? A linebacker, a defensive back, a defensive end, a cornerback, a safety, a running back, a tight end, a wide receiver, a tackle, a nose guard. You got all these positions, right? Okay, if I ask you about a baseball team, what are the parts of the baseball team, Sydney?
That's not my name.
I'm sorry.
We don't even look anything alike.
But dude, you might look like a Sydney I had last year. I don't know. Brooke, I'm so sorry. Okay, Brooke, I'm sorry.
A pitcher.
Pitcher, catcher.
First baseman.
First, second, third, short, left, center. Okay, organelles are parts of the cell. The cell is the whole thing. Just like the team is the whole thing, and then it's got its parts, okay? So we are going to take some notes here. Real quick. We are not done, folks. We are nowhere near done. Why am I not? Okay. First thing I want to reiterate real quick, structure versus function. We went over this a little bit yesterday. We've got 20 minutes, guys. We got to move. Structure versus function. Who can remind me from the little activity we did? Who can remind me what structure means? Structure, what does it mean, Brooke?
Looks like.
What it looks like. Awesome. And who can tell me what function is? Sydney? What it does or what it's for. Okay? So in this definition of the cell membrane, you need to write down cell membrane. And I almost would like you to have 2 columns down your page, but yeah, I think I'm going to tell you that. And this is my cell, but I'm not using it today. So you're going to have 2 columns, and one of them is going to be structure. And what's my definition for function, or my abbreviation for function? JoJo?
FXN.
FXN, beautiful. That's a math. Okay, structure and function. Okay, this structure surrounds the cell. It controls what enters and leaves the cell. And guys, sometimes it's easier to identify the function because it's an action verb. It's a job. Y'all know action verbs, right? Okay, so in this 2 sentences, what is the action verb? What is the job it does? Somebody just blurt it out.
Controls.
What?
Protects.
Here, what is the?
Out. That
It controls. Okay, it controls. So the function is controls what enters and leaves. Okay, and so what would the structure be? You need to write this down, son. What would the structure be? The appearance, guys. What it looks like. How do you identify it? Riley? Okay, it's the rest of the sentence that we didn't use. So we would say structure surrounds cell. Okay? And that's all you got to do. Because I don't want you to write down every single word because that's going to take forever and a year. And we don't have that much time. Now, did I write every word that was up there? And my drawings and my things are pretty and I give y'all complete sentences because I try to be grammatically correct. But at the same time, you've got to learn how to take notes quick. The nucleus. Okay, who wants to read those couple of sentences? JoJo, I think I want you to read them, and real loud in your strong voice.
This is the command center of the cell. It contains chromosomes / DNA for the cell, the genetic material.
Okay, it's the command center of the cell, and it contains chromosomes or DNA for the cell. Okay, and like I said, sometimes it's easier to pick out the function than the structure. What is the function here, Helen? The command center. Thank you. So the function is. Do I have to write this is the? No, I say command center. Command center. And so what would the structure be? What would the structure be? It's the rest of it. Taylor, what's the structure here? Contains chromosomes or DNA. You do, okay? Can y'all do that? Okay, beautiful. That's good, right? And I know I'm not writing real neat, but I'm speaking it. Can I go on to the next one? Okay, who can say that word?
Cytoplasm.
Samuel! Real loud.
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm, louder than that, man. Read me what it says about the cytoplasm.
The gel-like material that fills the inside of the cell. It suspends the organelle, but allows stuff to move inside the cell. The guts of the cell.
The guts of the cell, okay? So, again, Samuel, you did an awesome job of reading that. I wish you would have read it a little bit louder and stronger, but that's okay. What is the function, guys? What is the function? What is the purpose, the job, the thing it does? What is that going to be, Riley? Okay, so read it to me. I can't hear you. Organelles. Okay, that would be the function. It suspends organelles. So what is the structure? What is the structure here? What's the structure, Christian?
The structure of it is it's a spin. Wait, no. It's a gel-like material that fills the inside.
No.
Whoa.
Don't give me too much.
Okay.
What's the structure?
The gel-like material.
Gel-like material. That's all. I mean, y'all understand. The blue gunk is the cytoplasm. All the blue mess. Y'all good? Yeah. It's the inside. That's such a pretty picture, by the way. Okay, mitochondria. And I know I put mitochondria in. That is the plural, meaning more than one, right? Mitochondria. Everybody say it. Mitochondria. Mitochondria. Mitochondria.
Sounds like a snake.
Okay. Read me what that says in a loud voice, Christopher.
The powerhouse of the cell is responsible for converting food energy into energy that is usable by the cell. It is a double membrane
Organelle. Ooh, typo.
Looks kind of like a raisin.
Okay, y'all see how it kind of looks like a raisin?
I think it looks like a raisin.
Okay. What's the function? What's the function, Zach?
Pretty much the powerhouse that keeps it alive, I guess.
Okay, that doesn't say the powerhouse that keeps it alive. What's the function up there? Find your verb, find your action verb.
It converts the food into
Thank you, it converts energy. That's our function. And we don't have to get real specific right now. Converts energy. That's all we got to say, converts energy. And so what is its structure? What's its structure there? Dean? You know what its structure is? No? You're not following with me? You want to pass?
Okay.
What's the structure there? Somebody want to help them? Quicker we get done with this, quicker we... Taylor? You can say double membraned organelle, or you can say it looks like a raisin. I don't care. Because as long as you can... I probably would say double membrane. Now guys, why do you think I think this is so important that you know the structure versus the function? Why is this so important? Why am I asking you to write this down? Why am I doing this again? Why? Because on a test, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or if it'll be later, but you are going to have to know the difference between structure and function. That's huge in 7th grade. Knowing the difference between structure and function. Okay? We've got to be able to differentiate structure versus function. And I told y'all that from the get-go. So that's why I'm going over it like this, okay? I put it in that chart, but some of us had a hard time taking notes. So, next one. Lysosomes. Read me that definition, Hunter.
Lysosomes.
Loud, please.
Lysosome, I can't say that. Functions to eat or digest old, worn out cell parts. They get rid of bad stuff. They contain digestive enzymes.
Okay, so here again, what is the function, Sydney? Okay, they get rid of bad stuff. That's beautiful. Get rid of bad stuff. That's a job it's doing. So if that's the function, what is the structure? What is the structure there, Christian?
They contain digestive enzymes.
Beautiful. They contain digestive enzymes. See how easy this is? Y'all get on a roll and y'all are just rock stars. You hate that. Bam! Boom, boom. Okay? Guys, lysosomes are the cool organelle in the cell. They eat everything that's bad.
Enzymes.
Kind of like my sister.
Okay, flagellum and cilia. Flagellum is plural. Okay, and I'm going to have to kind of be neat on this one. Okay, what does it function in, Chris? It says it right there.
Oh, to aid the cell in movement.
Okay, so they both help in movement, right? Y'all got that?
Yep.
Cilia are like baby hairs. I'm just going to say baby hair. Baby hairs is cilia. Are y'all good with that? Yeah, they're the small hairline. Y'all know you got the little nose hairs? Y'all know you got the little nose hairs, right? Those are kind of like cilia. They keep stuff moving in your nose, whatever. Because if the air didn't move through your nose, you might get something blocked. I don't know, booger. I don't know. Okay, but you got baby hairs in your nose. You've got little baby hairs on your arms. We have baby hairs all over us, right? Okay, y'all have seen pictures of cells that have the little baby hairs, right? You've never seen that, Sid? Oh, I've got to get one out for you. Oh, I'll do that in a minute. Okay, but then you have pictures of cells that have a tail. Like the bacterial picture I had up yesterday. And the tail is the flagella, or the flagellum, okay? And it's just a tail. So the flagella is a tail. Or a whip-like. It's a whip-like tail. Okay, but I'm going on. Hunter?
Yes.
I'm moving, okay?
Okay.
But do you understand cilia? They go back and forth really quick to move. And then if you have the tail, it goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay, so what cell, guys? Tell me what you've seen a picture of a cell, picture of that has a tail. Come on, guys.
Wait, what kind of cell has a
What
tail?
have you seen that has a tail?
A dog.
Animals?
Not a cell. A cell. I know you know one, guys. Come on. Hmm? Nobody has seen a picture of a cell with a tail?
I don't know any cell names.
Now.
Okay, never mind. Kira? Prokaryotic cells do have a flagellum. Yes, they do. What about sperm cells? Do sperm cells kind of have a tail on them?
Oh, I guess.
Those are flagellum. Okay? Sperm cells. Yes. Sperm.
No, I wasn't thinking like that.
Okay, vacuole. Vacuole. This sac is much larger in plant cells than animal cells. It is used for the storage of water and can also store nutrients and food and waste. What is the function here? What is the function? Function. Chris?
Oh, I know.
Store. It's storage. I'm just going to say storage. We're going to make this quick and short and sweet.
Yeah.
Storage. It does store water, but yes, it's storage. What is the structure?
Sack.
Okay, you're right. It is a sac, but I want a little bit more on this one. Okay, where's it bigger? Okay, sac is bigger in plants. Hunter?
Yes.
I hear you talking. I hope you're almost done with this because we only got about 5 minutes. Okay, can I move on?
Yes.
Okay, we only have 2 more of these and then I can discuss a little. Chloroplast. I would love for somebody to read that for me. Keely?
This structure is green and contains chlorophyll for capturing the sunlight needed for photosynthesis. This organelle is responsible for providing energy to the plant, not found in animal cells, similar to function to the mitochondria.
Okay, similar function to the mitochondria, okay? So if I ask you for the function here, don't say mitochondria, but what does this do? What's the function of the chloroplast? Provides energy for whom?
Plants.
It does. Okay, so I'll just say provides energy again. That's fine. Provides energy. Beautiful. And I'm going to circle that one. And the mitochondria also has something to do with energy. Just underline it. Okay, but guys, chloroplast. Do I have a chloroplast in my cells?
No.
Do I have chloroplast?
Yes.
Maybe.
No.
Yes, no, maybe.
It says only
I'm a
plant
plant.
cells. We're animals.
You're right, we are animal cells.
Yes.
But guys, chloroplasts are used for photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis?
That's the food making for plants, right?
Okay, so chloroplasts are the reason plants are green. Or really chlorophyll is the reason they're green, but chloroplasts have chlorophyll. So, are you good with that? So what is the structure? What is the structure, Brooke?
It's green.
Green and
Boxy.
green and has chlorophyll. Green and chlorophyll. Guys, we have one more. Please, let's rock and roll. Cell wall. Sydney, would you read that for me really loud, please?
Provides structure and support to the cell not found in animal cells, rigid and made of
Cellulose, which is like, yeah, fat. Cellulose is fat. You've
Kinda
heard
like
of women with big old thunder thighs, and they're like, I got cellulose on my, yeah. Cellulose is fat. Cellulose. Have you heard of cellulose before? Okay, never mind. Okay, cell wall, what is the function? What's the function, guys? Structure and, okay, structure and support. Sam, what's the structure and support? What's the, what's the structure?
Wait, the structure?
Yeah, well, it provides structure. It gives a framework. But when I say it provides structure, what is the, what would you say for the structure? Do you want to ask Sydney, since she did the first one? Ask her.
the structure of it.
Uh-huh.
It's like rigid and made out of
Right, it's rigid. Now, I do want y'all to pay attention to something real quick. On a plant cell, you have a cell wall, and then you have the cell membrane. The cell wall is outside the cell membrane, okay? Are you good with that?
Yep, we're doing
I'm going to go back to the one before.
That's not backpack.
No, I did not say put up. I did not say we were done. On this one, guys, the cell wall is the dark green, and then the cell membrane is this thing right here on the inside. Do y'all understand that? Hunter. Okay, we have a quiz tomorrow, and we're going to discuss our projects for next week tomorrow, okay? Okay, study. Take your journals home. You can take them home and study.